My name is Minatullah Samir Gad. I'm a student from Sharjah American International School, and I'll be talking today about how to organize your application for Hamdan's award. So first you need to do is you need to download the application from the Hamdan's award website. Make sure that you choose the correct application form for your application. So for example, for me, I'll be applying for the Distinguished Student Award from grade 6 to 12. So, as here it's written nomination form for the distinguished students from grade 6 to 12. As you can see here, the form. Now when you download the form, you'll be able to fill up these fields. Yes. You have the name, grade, country, city, school, educational zone. And over here you have the requirements, the awards, and the definition of the award. So I'll be downloading it now in order to fill it. You have the option either to submit your application as a soft copy or a hard copy. As for me, I'll be submitting it as a soft copy, and I'll show you the steps right now. If you're going to submit your application as a soft copy, the best way is to organize all your data in a folder called Hamdan Award. This will be the best option. Why? Because everything will be attached to that folder. So when you're gonna copy the folder to the USB or the flash drive that you're gonna use, you'll have everything in one folder, not all around the computer. So what I did is, on my desktop, I have a folder called Hamdan Award, where I organized all my certificates and data inside it. As you can see here, I have all my certificates and everything, all the required documents inside. And what I'll start doing is, first you need to fill the form, and then you're gonna organize your application as a PowerPoint form. So everything all the evidences you're gonna submit it in a PowerPoint, and I'll be showing you the steps. So now, here you have the application form. Of course, I started before So now here you have the nomination form. We're gonna start filling the fields. As you can see, they are editable, so you could write your name and fill up the fields easily. So I'll be writing my name. And then the grade, your current grade, of course. Then the country, which is UAE, or if you're an world, or if you participated from around the world. You could write the country that you participated from. And the city, my city over here is Sharjah. And the school, you write the name of your school. And the educational zone is the zone where your school lies. So for example, my school lies in Sharjah, so the educational zone is Sharjah educational zone. If it's Dubai, Dubai educational zone, and so on. And then you move on. Okay, these are just like general guidelines that you can read. And then here you have a vowel. You only need to write your name, basically over here. And then you have the signature. First you write your name again, and then you have signature, and I'll show you now how to do it. Now when you come to sign on the computer, it's not like when you sign on a paper. There is a signature that you may insert from the Adobe itself, and I'll show you now the steps. Okay, because before I had my own signature, so I could just insert it. But I'll show you first the steps how to create your own signature. When you get this window bar, you're gonna click on create new appearance, and then you're gonna write whatever you wanna have. For example, I'll write my name. Okay, and then you have here options like no graphics, for example, or imported graphic. You could put like a tiny picture or anything. And then you have here options to show your name only, and the date, reason, location, and of course you could remove from these. For example, I could remove the logo, so now the logo disappeared. You could remove the distinguished name part. You could remove also the location if you don't want, the date as well, up to you. And then once you finish, you just click OK, and that's it. So for me, I'll just use my own signature right now. Okay, so now you have the signature over here, and then you're gonna write the date. The date today is 10/10, so let me write. And then this is supposed to be written by your school principal or your center supervisor. And again, they should sign and whatever. So you could also have an option to have this form as a hard copy in order for your teacher to sign on it as an easier step, or if you want, you could take it to them and they're gonna start signing. Now here you should include your personal information. There's nothing hard about it. You're gonna write your name again, but this time you have to stick that it has to be exactly as shown on passport. So I just write my name as it's shown on passport. And then your nationality. And then your gender, of course, date of birth. Your grade again. You may like copy paste the information from the previous page as it will be easier for you, and it will save like a bit of time. So I'll just like copy the information because this is gonna take too long. And of course you're supposed to attach a personal photo with a white background, and you need to stick to the size and make sure that you have a copy, for example, of the e-photo on your USB. And this is up to you, of course. And again, you have the educational zone for the second time. You're gonna select your type of education depending on the school that you're attending, if it's a private school, government, or whatever the type of school you're attending. As for me, it's private. Okay, you need here to insert your personal contact information. And the PO box, your house telephone number, guardian's mobile number, and your email, of course. And make sure that these information are correct, because if they're wrong, you may not be able to receive messages or something, and maybe you'll lose the chance of participating. And then you have your school contact information, which country, city, area, the phone number, the fax number. These things you could get them from your school, or if you know them, you could just fill them up. And then you don't forget to answer this question: have you ever participated in Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum Award? No. And if your answer was yes, you need to fill the results area and the cycle as well. And then you need to have a signature from your school principal, and a signature from the educational zone, and a signature from the Ministry of Education for the GCC students. And make sure that you read the footnotes and footers for every page, because they may contain important information for you. Over here in this page, you have nothing to do. It's only the marking sheet that they will be following in order just for you to have a background of how the marking scheme will be. And then we start with the Excellence and Appreciation Certificate. If you have read the rules or the requirements for the nomination form, you'll realize that they said you need to avoid attaching any type of attachments or any papers to the nomination form. So basically you're not allowed to attach any certificate to this nomination form. That's why we're gonna be posting our certificates in a PowerPoint. So just first we need to know how many certificates do we need, what types, and this. That's why you're gonna be referring to this nomination form in order to start organizing your application. So here you're only allowed to insert 3 certificates, as it's written here. The maximum number is 3 certificates. Okay, so you have a certificate from them. If you could include like certificates from the ministry, from the school, or basically on class level or like your grade. Okay, and make sure that you have a serial number for your certificates. So we're gonna start with our certificates. Title, Hamdan's award, and I wrote my name, grade, and everything. And then I started, as you can see, excellence and appreciation certificates. Of course, you need like to include a small description about the certificate, because like the evaluators, they don't know how did you obtain this certificate or for what is it, for what is the certificate. So you're gonna just include like a small description for the certificate, and if the description goes for more than one certificate, you could just put that description and put the certificates all that follow, and that's it. So here I obtained this certificate because I obtained higher than 95% in my average of the report card. So I have this certificate, and I obtained a lot more for the same reason, but I'm only allowed to post 3, so I'm gonna only post 3. I'm gonna add 2 more. Make sure the certificates are clear enough for the evaluators to see it clearly, and they will be able to understand what the certificate is. Here this certificate is because I obtained above 95 and I stood 3rd in class. So I'm gonna clarify that in order for it to be clear for the evaluators. We'd also have the title on all of the 3 slides just to show that they relate for the same title. So I'm just going to copy and paste the title again. Could just try the word continues so that you show that it's not a new title. Okay, so we're done for the first section, which was excellence and appreciation certificates. So now we need to go back again to the nomination form and see what is the next certificate that you may attach. So here, the leadership qualities. Over here you need to do a short video on a flash memory no longer than 5 minutes, in which you need to discuss the subjects shown in the table over here. So you need to stick to the clarity of introduction, speak about pride and identity, commitment to national identity, fluency and correct use of language, ambition and quality of goals and the reasons, planning for goal achievement, purpose for participating in the award, and finally the sequence and organization of thoughts. So make sure that you stick to all the points and that you involve everything in the video, and the video must not exceed 5 minutes. Okay, for here you need to write. Okay, here it's written: people with a vision and mission conceive noble goals, which they turn into reality by introducing innovative solutions and ideas in adopting the issues. Write about one humanitarian issue you embraced which had a long-term impact within the last 3 years, explaining your roles and the most significant results you accomplished. So this could be like a community service or a visit to the orphans, or anything that includes humanity in it will be considered. Just again, make sure that your criteria has efforts exerting and highlighting the issue, results accomplished on the level of school or community. You must include the results as well. The benefiting parties: what did you benefit? Who gained benefit and what was that benefit? Personal skills and benefits gained: what did you gain from this experiment or this event that you met? Creativity and innovation: you need to be as much as creative as you can. And length of time and continuity: okay, so how long was that event and did you continue or no? And please make sure again to read the footnotes, as I'm going to be reading it now. The issue is considered when a student continues adapting it for a period not less than 2 weeks. So whatever you're going to write about, it must be not less than 2 weeks. And creativity and innovation, here they clarified, it's considered whether the idea itself, the procedure, or any other related issues. And for a group work, the participant must attach what indicates his or her active role in the issue. Examples of some issue may be like helping the elderly or students with disabilities, by promoting respect for others and their cultural differences, by leading campaigns to protect the environment and preserve its resources, or by embracing other issues such as fighting addiction. So here they give you like examples that may help you in writing what's required. Okay, over here you're gonna do something similar where you need list teams, councils, and student groups in which you had an effective role in the grade level on school, center, educational zone, and community. For instance, class councils, scout teams, activity groups, and adult education is excluded. So, for example, if you were put in a team, for example, for a science fair competition, or you were in the student council, you'll write whatever you participate in, whether it was a team or a council, and what was the most significant activity for that, and of course you need to provide an evidence. Now the evidence may be a video, a picture, or a certificate, but the best evidence you could provide is a certificate. Next comes the video, and third comes the picture. So we can have here a part. So we have here 3, impacting others. Okay, so I'm sorry I forgot to show you how you may link a video or anything. Now since you're required to do a video, you're gonna write the title of the section, okay, which is leadership qualities. Okay, right here, leadership qualities. Okay, and then you're gonna have a subtitle. And then you have a subtitle which will include what is requested. So here you have fluency and self-expression. We're gonna write that in the PowerPoint. So we're gonna have this subtitle now. We're done with it. Okay, and of course you may attach a video from the video part over here. You're gonna click on it and you're gonna attach the video that you recorded for yourself. Again, make sure it's in the file of Hamdan's award and that you attach it to the USB, because otherwise it won't work, and once you see that there's something that doesn't work on your application, they will just disqualify you without even looking at the rest of the application. So I'm just gonna copy these here in order to have them here and just like modify them quickly. So the second section is issues. Okay, this you're gonna leave part for it because you're still going to write whatever you will be writing. and then we're gonna reach to the third section, which is impacting others. So we're gonna go now and we're gonna check again. Okay, so they require a team or a council. So for example, I participated in the science fair, so I could include that, and I'm gonna include what was the benefit. So over here I included some details about my certificate. I was participating in the school science fair, and I was with a group of my friends, and I was in the position of the leader, and I've won. And winning, like, I have a certificate, so I'm gonna attach the certificate right now along with the prize. So for example, this could be how your slide will look like, and of course if you have pictures to support this evidence or a video, it will be a very strong evidence. And of course you could still include more as per the requirements. Okay. And then we move on. This page is for adult education, so we don't need it. And then we move on to development of abilities and skills. So here it says, explain the methods you apply to develop your abilities and skills, such as training courses, reading, educational field trips and visits, audio and visual programs, enclose documents, certificates, membership cards, etc. So basically, they want to know how did you develop your abilities and skills. Have you taken courses? Do you read, or do you go to educational field trips, or do you just like go online, watch videos? What do you do to enrich your knowledge? For example, if you read books, for example, to enrich your knowledge, let's say for space, you need to include the book's name, for example. You could include a picture of the book, let's say. And maybe you could also include a very, very short and brief summary about the book, in which to show how, that you read the book and you know what's in the book, because you want an evidence for that. And of course, you won't have a picture of you reading the book, so you're gonna put a picture of the book and a short or a very brief summary in your own words about the book. And if you take training courses, you need to also mention what courses do you take, where, for example, do you take them, what subject. Okay, then we move to talents and hobbies. Of course, you're allowed to list one talent, okay, only one talent as it's written, and you need to mention again the methods of developing this talent. Okay, you have methods, and if you have any certificates or pictures, videos, etc., that you can place them as an evidence, you can do so. And the talent outcomes. And again, you need to follow the notes that are written. So for example, here we have the talent must be individual, not a group talent. For example, public speaking, let's say, it's an individual talent, it's not something related to a group. Enclose various methods of talent development, not only one method of development. So you could have many methods. For example, you go practice, you listen to online courses, you read books about it. There are multiple of methods. And again, you need to enclose an evidence of winning, distinction and achievement of leading places in competitions. Mere participation will not be regarded as talent output. Participation in activities and attending sessions, symposiums and visits are all considered methods of developing talents, not talent output. So here they give you an example of methods of developing talents and talent outputs. Okay, and the certificates issued via the web win accreditation if they cover the methods of developing the talent but not the production of the talent, in case the organization issuing these certificates doesn't win international accreditation. And then you have the hobbies. Of course, everyone has a certain hobby or even hobbies, so you can include them as well. You don't have a certain number of hobbies, you have only 3, okay, and you have till 6 methods of development to include to each, and again, evidences must be included. Okay, and now to the common part: contribution, activities and contests. So any sort of competition that you participate in, like robotics competition, for example, or whatever the type of the competition was, The category you're gonna place your certificate under is contribution, activities, and contests. So you have here participating in events and activities. It has 100 points. So you have here enclose authentic and live proof such as pictures, actual products, and audio and visual recordings that gives evidence of your participation in national, athletic, artistic, and cultural events, as well as charity, volunteer, community service activities extra. So you have here national or patriotic, athletics, art and culture, charity and volunteer work, environmental activities, competitions, and contests. So for example, for this, we're going to go to the PowerPoint, and I'm going to demonstrate now how you can attach your certificates again. So what is the name of the section again? Contribution, activities, and contests. So we're going to go to the PowerPoint. Okay, we're going to add here section 4, contribution. So you may include in the PowerPoint the part that you participated in. I don't think it's necessary to include parts that you didn't participate in, because this will be sort of useless because you'll have like a blank slide. So you go here, you'll write 2 competitions and contests as a subtitle. Okay, so for example, I participated in the VEX competition, so I'll include now the picture of the certificate. about it. I have a picture as well to support the certificate as a second evidence as well. So I'll just minimize this a little bit. This as well. And preferably you could put like a circle around your face that they will recognize you, or that to show at least that you were there. From like you can see there are a lot of people in the picture. So as you can see here, I placed the picture and the certificate. You could add more evidence if you want, if you have a strong evidence. And then we move on to the next thing. Yeah, I have one more certificate that I could attach related to the same topic. So I'm just gonna go here and attach one more certificate. Same titles again to have the same setting of the slide. We go back again to the nomination form and we check what categories can we fill more. So the one I obtained here, I gained one from the ministry and one from the school. So we need to mention that. You could put that as a subtitle. So now we go back to the nomination form. Okay, so the maximum number of certificates is 2. Okay, so we can't add more than 2 certificates, so we're basically done with this section. So we reach now to the final part, which is the recommendation letters. Okay, as it's written here, enclose a recommendation letter explaining your behavioral commitments as shown in each of the following letters provided by. So you need 3 recommendation letters, one from the school principal, one from the teacher, and one from the social specialist or your counselor. As this is for public and private education, while adult education requires from the center supervisor and a teacher. And over here you have conditions for writing the recommendation letter. So this must be submitted to your school principal and your center supervisor. And you're supposed to give them this form in order to fill it and abide by it. And of course they need to sign and to stamp, and then it must be sealed. You're not supposed to scan it at all, you're not supposed to see it. You're supposed, once you take the recommendation letters, they must be sealed totally closed, and you're not supposed to open them under any means. Okay, therefore after you finish, you're gonna print the nomination form and get the 3 recommendation letters and attach them all together, and you'll have the USB that will contain the files and the evidences and all the attachments that you require. And yes, don't forget to attach a passport copy and your photo as an as an e-photo. And over here we have the recommendation letter for the teacher, how it must be written as well. And last but not least, the recommendation letter from the social specialist or the counselor, basically. And yes, here we reach to the end of the application form. Wish it helps you, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.